The story of this young lady, it is a very sad one, and me and you, there is very little we can do apart from praying and wishing the young girl best of luck. As we are doing so, uh, you know, what is happening is beyond us. Can we discuss what is within us? And what is within us is avoiding a similar case or even worse happening in future. Is there a way we can prevent such a thing happening in future? If you look at the girl, you know, we the NIS and even our cousins in the DCI, we are trained to, when you're talking to somebody, we the NIS more than even the DCI, when we are talking to you, we are not looking for the answers you're answering us. We are looking at the way you're answering, body language and whatever. Actually, that is what NIS mostly refer to. We look for information. Of course, any crook caught red-handed, you have seen that one even on CCTV. A crook is caught red-handed, and the crook refuses to accept. I know of one case in Isili where people are, somebody had two pistols, and he was caught by police. And somebody was recording it on his phone. And when the person was recording on the phone, uh, one police officer managed to overpower this person and even get the two firearms and put the crook in handcuffs. And people are asking the crook, I'm sure the crook was not even aware that he had been recorded through the phone. He was asked what happened. He said, sijui, huyu tu ndiye ameniweka pingu ya bure. And you see, it is the same. So, in the intelligence, we look at the body language more than the verbal language. If you look at this girl, and you look at the family and so on, and then you compare that to, there is a certain lady who spent quite some time in Langata women prison. She used to work for Kenya Airways and she was jailed for so many years. If you look at the two, you can sense that this is in the absence of a clear information. Most likely this girl is very innocent. In the absence of any tangible proof, she is very innocent. And you see, it is these innocent people that drug traffickers do use. Now, mine is, the purpose of recording this was to address these innocent looking people. Innocent looking people. Mambo ya drugs achia kina Akinyi wa Deep West. But these other people. But then she's not even in the drugs, this lady. From the way, all the facts that are there, she's an innocent person who has done that. But we are telling people, Kenyans, in Kenya, jobs are a problem. Jobs are a problem. And even when the jobs are a problem, we have stage 2, where those who are working, they are not earning enough. And even those who are earning enough, that is stage 3, what would stop you from making some money on the sidings? And some of these things, they are very attractive by the very nature of what do I get in it? You see, we used to have something, I don't know whether it is still there in English, where they say that when the deal is too good, think twice. I know to young people, uh, something, you may be earning 50,000 per month, and getting an opportunity of getting 150,000 in a weekend, it's very tempting. It is very tempting. And I want to tell you that uh, these good deals, which are very tempting, please stop them. Please stop them, because I've even seen, not even this, I've even seen a place where people advertise and say that we are looking for 20 people, no need of education, you only need an ID, and you'll be getting a salary of 70,000 per month. And I ask myself, the NIS in me, I ask myself, sincerely, even where I'm seated here, if I were to get a job that is 50,000 per month, even one position only, I would not need to advertise. I know so many Kenyans who want a job at half that price. So if you find that there is a job offer which is too sweet to be, there is the too good to be true, then definitely it is not true. And I'd ask you not to go for it. Another thing I would say is that try to get jobs that have got references. Not only are we talking about drug trafficking, we have even worse than drug trafficking. We have things that are called human body harvesting, or even trafficking. It is very easy for you to be given all those promises, and then you are taken to a country like, let's say, Vietnam, and you're taken to a laboratory which is so good that it has doctors and whatever. They measure your heart, they find it is okay. They measure your internal organs, they find it is okay. They find that it is matching with whatever. They sell it and kill you and throw you in those whatever. So it is always good. For example, if someone is calling you to the Gulf, if somebody is calling you to ABCD, whatever, whatever, get somebody whom you have known for quite a long time. And quite a long time, I'm talking of somebody you have known over 5 years or even 10 years. Know somebody whom you have seen him or her for a long time, and you can vouch that this person is a good person, is a clean person, is a whatever person. This thing of just getting a very high paying job without experience, without education, whatever, whatever. You'll go there and they'll harvest your kidneys. And if they harvest both of your kidneys, you die. So when the deal is too good, think twice. There is also this issue. She was asked, I don't have any cause to suspect her because she looks to be humble. Even her people, they look to be humble. She was given a bag to take to some place. And the person who took her there gave her a salary of 170K. I know very many people in PhD holders who would even ask for in the military, we call it a pass leave. Pass leave is being given a weekend off. I know very many PhD people who would ask for a weekend off to take a weekend job for 170,000. But of course, they'll not take it to that professor because the professor will just look at it and know that there's more than meets the eye. So you are being given a job that is, you are supposed to take something to another country, and you're being paid 170K salary for a weekend. On top of the 170K you're being paid, there is the ticket, eh, from from here to Bangkok and back. Ticket is also something like that. And then you ask yourself, supposing that bag you are taking there is full of gold or even diamond or whatever, can somebody waste a quarter of a million to give it to a stranger like you? They would go to the airplane headquarters, place there the minerals, the diamonds and whatever. It is measured and whatever, and it is sent us as a parcel. It will not even cost 100,000. So that thing we have to look at it. I'm also remembering a case where a Kenyan lady was almost caught. I think it was in Paris or somewhere. They were changing flights, and a certain lady, I think a Nigerian, she insisted that she knows this lady and she wanted to befriend this lady. And men have the sixth sense, women have the ninth sense. So she looked at this elderly lady who was trying to befriend her. She was hesitant. And then, by good luck, there was another lady around there of her age who was also so concerned. Why is this elderly lady wanting to befriend this young lady? And she told her that, be careful with such people. I don't think the intentions are good. Somebody cannot impose friendship on you. So she resisted because of her ninth sense. Men have sixth sense, but women have ninth sense. So she decided not to follow that. And as they were boarding the plane, um, this old lady was found to be having a bag that had contra goods, and she was arrested. She said, "No, these are not mine." She showed, they belong to my niece. That niece there. This Kenyan lady said, "No, I don't know her, whatever, whatever." She was arrested, yes. And then, these security officers who work in a certain station, they think a lot. They think a lot because they deal with those cases on a daily basis. So, what the police officers in Paris did was arrest this Kenyan girl before the plane even left, confiscated her passport, and went to the elderly lady. Said, but the girl you are saying that she's your niece and the owner of the bag, she's this. Yeah, she's disowning me. I don't know why. Because the elderly lady knew that bag had things, contra, contraband goods. So she said, yeah. Yeah. She was told, if that lady is your niece and her passport has three names, can you mention any of the three names? She couldn't. So the Kenyan lady was taken back to the plane, and this elderly lady with her bag, whatever, they were taken that. So that is what happens. And that is why, if I were to meet any young Kenyan, you see, this is a problem. I may even be talking, and my closest relative is doing so. Because in Kenya, especially Luhyas, when you are lucky that way, you don't tell people, you keep it yourself. Because people say you may send some jujus or whatever. You just meet somebody and somebody tells you, your nephew or niece, whatever, whatever. He or she is in Bahrain nowadays or whatever. So by the time he or she is taken to Saudi Arabia, it is like that he or she has reached. But you see, some of them may lead into temptation, may be led into temptation. If I were to meet a nephew or a niece who's going there, I would tell them, when you leave Kenya, don't agree to carry anybody's, don't agree to carry anybody's luggage. Uh, at all, at all, at all. When you are entering JKIA, whatever you are carrying, don't let anybody cheat you. That you see, many Kenyans who are going abroad, they just carry their clothes only. Actually, not even many clothes, because just a few clothes that you'll put on in the first month after getting salary, you'll have boxes full of whatever. So they carry just a small bag. So you'll find somebody who has several bags and say, can you assist me to carry this? That is where the problem is. So try as much as possible not to assist anybody unless and until, if it is a classmate whom you are schooling with in primary, I think uh, it is even more. I mean, if it is somebody you knew since primary, there is a possibility that you may know that person since childhood, and you'll be in a position to assess that person. But meeting people, just strangers on the plane and whatever, it is quite risky. I'm sorry to say, chances of her succeeding are as narrow as the Bible. Some people would say, "Oh, Mzee, don't you sympathize with that? Whatever." This is Vietnam. This is Vietnam, whereby anything can happen, and for the government to follow the issue a few minutes to the time when she's supposed to be hung, it may be a bit too late. So I think we should concentrate on future events not happening. We have Kweyu. Kweyu is a retired journalist with the Nation Media Group. You can see how she has suffered over a decade for her son. And Kweyu is a very famous person because she's a retired senior editor with the Nation Media Group. What about this girl? You have seen where she comes from a very poor family and whatever. So, as much as we may want to wish her well, things may not work out well. Somebody asked me during daytime that there is a school of thought that she completes her term within Kenya. There is such an international agreement. There is such an international agreement whereby one government, but that one will mean her death sentence being commuted, being changed from from death sentence to life imprisonment. That one can happen, and that is our only hope, is that the death sentence can be changed from death sentence to life imprisonment. And they would say that because of decongesting prisons there, and because of her living in a better position, she can be brought to Langata and spend most of her life in Langata. That one is possible, but very, very rare. But it is possible, depending on what happened. And that is what I, from where I'm seated, would wish that her death sentence be commuted to life imprisonment, one. And two, uh, she be transferred to Langata to serve the rest of whatever jail term will be there. So far, apart from cases like what do you call uh, Hamas in Gaza Strip and other organizations such as those organizations, especially when people come in with the theories that somebody is a political prisoner or is a conscious prisoner, where Kenya and another country are exchanging prisoners. For example, we have had those cases. For example, for like when Ochuka was arrested in Tanzania, he was brought to Kenya, and Kenya also surrendered some fugitives to the Tanzanian government. Such people, you find it is not strictly that, but if it is as like this one, this is a very strict criminal case that we cannot say that when the Kenya government commits herself to that she will serve in Langata, she will really serve there. That is when it comes to that. So In such cases, it is easy for them to accept to release her. Thank you.